I
So
feel like
how,
authenticity and relatability are like such buzzwords, but they're so important,
Totally.
for
right?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think like that TikTok specifically can, you know, push your content out there and perhaps bring people and create a following, but then it's like, how do you use it? You know,
Mm-hmm.
am I going to then focus on building a business out of it and capitalizing on this audience that has come along with me on this incredible journey?
Right.
So I'm curious, sort of, you know, have you thought about sort of going in that direction and utilizing this platform and sort of running on the business side of things, or what sort of would you know, go into your thought process as far as partnering with brands,
Mm-hmm.
and really maybe turning to the monetization side of things?
Yeah. So I think like probably the last year or so, I've been doing, brand deals here and there. Um, I've been able to replace my income, so I don't have to have two jobs essentially.
Great.
Yeah.
Which is really great because I can focus on this full time and take on, side projects. Like I'm trying a podcast with my friend. So Abby, I relate to you in the trailer where you're like saying that Nate is
Yeah.
like doing all this stuff and you're just
Doing all
kind
the
of showing
stuff.
up. Yeah, that's I'm you. Yeah.
I love
So
it.
my friend Mike does all that stuff. But it's so
I'm
if
sure
I
Mike would
was
agree that we need you guys too. Trust me.
right,
It would
right.
be
We play a
half
part.
as entertaining.
We
Right.
do.
So yeah, if I still had that other job as well, I wouldn't be able to like do fun projects like that or try different things out. I was able to get a, very bare bones website up there, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I just started public speaking engagements, which is really amazing. And so yeah, I'm doing more stuff on the business side than I pictured myself doing. I thought that once I ran that first like virtual marathon
Yeah.
last November, I was like, okay, my views are down, everything's down. That was fun. I'm gonna go back to my job now.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that, in the running industry anyway, I'm not sure about like I'm sure cooking and stuff like that's all different, but the brands for fitness type things, they're from November to January, they're building their budget. They're figuring out who do we want to work with? What's our budget? So I thought that's done. My brand deals are done. No one's contacting me. And then January hits and I was like, whoa, wait, what's going on? I'm not even like going viral or anything. How did you
Yeah.
find me? So you never know like who's watching your videos. The so people asked me at this conference that I went to. I spoke at a women's conference and they were like, so do you have to pay to get on this national press? Like, how did you get on the Today Show and People Magazine? Like Ryan Seacrest, right?
Yeah.
So
Have you done Seacrest yet? Sorry, I may
I
have missed
did,
that.
yeah. So
Let's
that
talk about
was
that. Yeah.
yeah, that was so fun. I actually saw a video, Elise Myers.
Yeah.
She was on there and it was
So
she was
funny.
explaining how it was she kind of like messed up her words and said like, no, I'm not doing okay. I'm nervous or
Yeah.
something like that to the girl on the phone.
Yeah.
And I had a similar experience. I didn't say that I'm not doing okay. But I would kind of went on like dumbfounded, like deer in the headlights, because they in the email they said, we'll bring you on in kind of like a virtual green room. And so you can like, get yourself ready. And then when you see Ryan, that means it started. So I'm going on, didn't look at myself, not like I'd fix anything, but maybe my hair would be all, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I go to open the Zoom or whatever, and all of a sudden Ryan's there already. So I'm looking like, and then I'm fumbling like with where's my microphone? Is my video on? And he's like, Erin, are you there? And I'm like, hi, yes, hi. Like really,
I'm here.
yeah, like really
Yeah.
panicked. But I mean, I'm like a huge Ryan Seacrest fan. So
Yeah.
that I was just like a little shocked that I was on number one. And
Yeah.
two, I wasn't prepared like to just boom, there he is. So
Go. Right. So
That is
was
so
that
funny.
actually on the air or was it like
yeah,
okay. Yeah.
it was on so iHeartRadio, I guess that's national, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And then from that, the producer of that show had me on another Kiss FM radio show, which was fun because then I did a social media takeover for Kiss FM. So
Oh, how
So
fun.
that was
cool.
cool.
So
That was
cool.
really neat. Yeah.
I love
I
that.
love that. Like, what was your husband along for the ride? Were you like all of a sudden one day like, I have this brand deal and I'm gonna like, how was it at your home life?
Yeah, it was interesting. Let's see. So I mentioned that my friends do not have social media.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said that like on here, but when we were talking
Yeah.
before, they don't, no one of my friends have social media. They might have Facebook, like because they want to be in like a yard sale group or something, right?
Yeah.
But they definitely don't have TikTok. They probably might have an Instagram account that they never check.
Yeah.
So, and I forget actually the question. Oh,
About
my
your
husband. I'm
Yeah.
Like
sorry.
your
That
home
was such a
life, your
brain fart.
friends.
Yeah.
It's
So
okay.
my husband, he also doesn't have social media. So at first I would try and show him like, hey, look at this. I made, or he was used to me making YouTube videos. So he's used to me filming myself doing like really weird stuff.
Yeah.
And he would kind of just like roll his eyes in like a loving way, but like, what are you doing? You
Yeah.
know? And so then I was on TikTok and I was starting to show him these funny I thought they were funny. Like of a dog or someone cooking a meal, but they're being funny. And he's like, oh, that's cool. But it wasn't enough for him to like get TikTok or Instagram or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
And but eventually when that for one of the first run videos went viral, he was like, wow, that's really crazy. Like, what's going on? Are you comfortable that we have 1 million people basically in our living room right now? And I was like, you know what? I am actually, because I'm feeling a little lonely.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, sometimes when you feel like you're surrounded by people, but you're lonely, that's
Yeah.
like kind of where I was at. And so I shared that with him. And so he was kind of like, okay, if it makes you happy, then I'm happy. Like, that's cool. But he didn't really take it seriously because eventually I started to take it seriously. I was like,
Yeah.
I really am happiest when I'm creating, because I was in the medical devices industry. And even when I was doing marketing and social media for that company, it's very controlled, like by the FDA. Even you can't post a joke or a
Right.
meme, on your like, and
Yeah.
because I'm like, guys, how about this funny meme, but like all related to our product? And they're like, no, that's not allowed. So
Yeah.
it's like that didn't even count as being creative. So I learned really quickly about myself that I am happiest when I can create, whether it's like a serious thing or not. And so I started to take it seriously, and I'm like, you know what? I'm wearing this brand of shoes all the time. Why don't I just like try and reach out to them and
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
if they'd sponsor me? And when I got my first brand deal, I told my husband, and I was like, oh my gosh, they actually agreed to this price. Like,
Yeah.
what? It takes
Amazing.
me a long time to make that money.
Yeah.
That much
Yeah.
money. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then he was like, oh, wow. Like, he was really happy for me, but he still didn't get it. He's like,
Yeah.
okay, that maybe it's a one-off thing or something, but he's like, okay, you need me to help you film? Okay, I'll hold the camera type thing.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, that was a year ago, a little over a year ago. And now he has this like really nice camera and he's like following me around. We're making, YouTube videos, and he is like all in. He loves it now. Like,
Dan,
it's
I
so,
see you.
yeah, Dan. And so he doesn't like, it's not like I could be like, hey, let's learn this TikTok dance. Because this came about because I spoke at that women's conference, right?
Yeah.
And I had this really great presentation and a PowerPoint, and my whole speech was about success, like 3 main pillars to reach a personal goal or the career goal. And I told them by telling my story, and I was like really proud of it. But when I stood up, I wasn't the speaker that like came and speaks and leaves. I stayed the whole conference. Like,
Yeah.
instead of just showing up at my speaking time. I wanted to like get to know everyone. I wanted to see who the audience was. Well, throughout that day, I realized that they're very successful businesswomen and politicians. So who am I to stand up there and tell them about success, right? But he, brought it to my attention. He's like, you are a businesswoman. You
Yeah.
have an LLC. You are
Yeah.
making money. You're paying your friends that do work. Like I have a designer. She's my friend. She
Yes.
gets a percentage of my or anything with her design. I pay her a percentage instead of just like, yeah, thanks for that. Okay,
We'll buy
bye.
coffee.
I'm like,
Right.
no, every month, like I'm going to pay you.
Yeah.
People that help film, like if I bring them to New York City, I am paying your hotel room, which is not cheap,
Yeah.
so I'm employing people.
Mhm.
Thankfully, I have very creative friends I met along the way and can pay
Love that.
them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing, accounting and invoices and all that. So I didn't realize like, wow, I am running a business. Like I'm a
Yeah.
businesswoman.
Hell yeah, you are.
But that's like that goes to my point that I didn't even really understand that it's a business. So I guess how can I expect, like a 70-year-old family friend to
Yeah.
also understand that it's a business?
I
I love her.
freaking
Mommy?
love her.
Mommy?
Okay, that was really good.